Every single piece of content advice that I see on social media, whether that be YouTube, Instagram, or TikTok, tells you that the first step of making a viewer stay is giving them value. Well, all my videos, it's mainly going to be a yap session, so I'm going to provide some value to you. This is the day trade that I took this morning. I turned $26 contracts into $65 contracts. That's $39 in profit and 150% profit on the trade as a whole. Why is this value? It's value because you can get 150% profit on more than $30. You could do $60, $90, $120. They're just $30 contracts. You can buy upwards of hundreds of contracts. Now I know on a monetary side and fiscally that sounds really appealing, but how did I get to the decision making of taking this trade? That's the value that's going to come through this. So if you want to know how I took this trade, please stick along. I'm going to show you how I day trade every single morning and how I make these trades on a regular basis. Here's how my morning went. I woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I need around 30 minutes to wake up anyway, and the US stock market opens up at 6:30 Western time. In between that 6 o'clock to 6:30 time in market open, I look at where price is on pre-market, and I look for if we're above or below a lot of variables. Those variables are the yearly VWAP, 9 EMA, and the 20 EMA on a 30-minute time frame. I look at the gap that was created in aftermarket hours. If it's above 0.3%, it's a big gap. If it's below 0.3%, it's a small gap, and it can go up or down. From there, I go to a model that I built off a bunch of data. All I did was throw a bunch of the exact same data into an Excel sheet, put a bunch of pivot tables on it, threw some algorithms around that, and boom. I created a model that tells me the probability of what's gonna happen within the first 2 hours of market open. And so when I plugged in that there was a small gap to the upside, that we're above the 9 and the 20 EMA, but we're below the yearly VWAP, the previous day's performance was going up within the first 2 hours of market open, the numbers give me a 60% chance that we're going up within the first 2 hours of market open. Now I know it's a little redundant, but I have a threshold. If the probability is below 60%, we're gonna go to a weekly VWAP. And if that weekly VWAP, if the opening price is above or below the first deviation, we're gonna take the retraction back to the mean. But since we're at 60% probability, we don't bother. And so we're just gonna roll with the probability and we're gonna take calls. It wouldn't have mattered either way. We were below VWAP mean, so we would have taken calls no matter what. And so at 6:30 came and the opening bell hit, I bought call options and I waited. This whole entire model is built on a 2-hour binary option trade with no fixed outcome. Most binary option trading platforms that are now banned in America used to be able to basically be a roulette table, except it's black and white and the winnings is what, 0.9? Every single $1 you get in, you get like 95% back. So this one's different because the most you can lose on a contract is 100%, but the most you can win, well, my biggest win ever, 743% profit. And that's not the most that you could win. I've seen contracts go up thousands, 1,500% before. So it's completely not out of the realm of possibility where you can make $30 contracts into 3,000. I've seen it happen before. I know it's ridiculous, but I've seen it happen before. And so yeah, I bought those $26 contracts on market open, and in 2 exact hours, they were worth $65, $39 in profit, 150% win. That's how I day trade. And I've gotten lots of comments saying, it's gambling, shouldn't do it, it's an awful strategy. Well, I've been running this strategy since the middle of June, and here's the thing. If we started the middle of June with $600, assuming 20 trading days a week, assuming 20 trading days a month, it's $30 contracts per trading day, you would have turned that $600 at the end of June, you would have turned that into $886. Compound that $886 and average that over the next month's worth of trading days, and you compound that every single month. If you started in June with $600, you would have ended December with $1,400. That's pretty good, if you ask me. That's pretty good returns, if you ask me. Yeah, that's what this thing does. And have I been able to do that in my own personal trading? No. If I was able to do that, I would have been dropped out of school, moved out into a Miami high-rise, and completely ditched my day ones. I wouldn't do that, but it's a model that gives me a probability on what to trade on. And here's the thing, if I set it up a robot and I had a bot trade this, I would if I could, but I don't know how to do that yet. And I've thought about it, but I feel like that would, lose the fun of it, especially because we can see patterns. If I average a 36% win rate, which is the current one that I have, well, if I go on a streak of losses, then, I know that as bad as it sounds, I'm due. And when you're due, it's good to see that, you do pan out. But yeah, that's how I day trade. And that was my trade recap for the day. So hopefully I didn't clickbait you guys, and hopefully I gave you guys value, like I said at the start of the video. Other than that, follow all my social medias, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. I post all my daily recaps there. So deuces.